I tell you, we be in the background. Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Look, at first it started off, you just bounce your head a little bit. But then when they hit that second drop, you be like,
boom.
Dun, dun. I see you over there. Good evening, everyone. I think I am too light in this light, so I'm going to hold my video and then I'm going to change it. But my name is April Cobb with April's Beauty Bar.
Hi, I'm Denise. I am with Denise Thomas with Diversity and Equity in Education, but also with Carved Out Divas and Misty Reeds. Hey, everybody.
And we are Diversity and Equity in Education, and we're being hosted once again by Teaching for the Culture. So yeah, y'all, what we've been doing. I'm gonna pause, Denise. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. Well, what have we been doing? All right, remember we meet the third Sunday of every month, especially now during football season. I just want to say this from the deepest depth of my heart. How y'all Buccaneers fans feeling? Because y'all be talking about Dallas all the time, but I just want to let you know. Okay, so anyway, let's move on. We're going to
did the Bucks win today or they lost?
They lost, girl. They lost.
Girl, no. After all of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Listen, don't talk about my team when
let me put a disclaimer right there.
I
have nothing to say about either because I'm not a football fan.
Right.
I just know that my son is probably somewhere under a bed.
Right.
Because, oh God, he is a faithful Buccaneer fan. But y'all been at it for a while. The Bucks and the Cowboys. I don't know why, but it's been that way forever.
And Pastor even mentioned that in church today. He said, I don't understand how y'all get church hurt and offended when y'all can be so loyal to these losing teams. So I mean, he right. Y'all been loyal to my losing team for years. And guess what? I mean, shoot, you're right. I mean, I can't get church hurt when I be that loyal. So, but anyway, we're off topic. So let's go. Let's go ahead and talk about how school has been. How has it been? We are now officially in the second semester. That's the thing to keep in mind. Not the second quarter, but the second semester. So half of the school year has gone by. Your children, if they were faithfully coming to school, they should know the rules and the procedure, things like that. But of course, we always have to start that over again every time there's a break. So we had the 2 weeks off for Christmas, for a winter break. They came back like they forgot who or what school was about. Then they had a day off for MLK Day, and they came back again and forgot who or what school was about. So it's just a matter of just getting back into that routine, that pattern. And that includes them, also having that sleep pattern, eating properly, all things like that, so they're prepared for school. Because that they're going into a battery of tests. I know that the kids are complaining, but remember, this is what it was going to be. We've been saying this for the past 3 years, that it was coming, and that these tests that they're going to be taking are coming. It's not going to be one test for the year. It is going to be what we call progress monitoring. And because of that, they're going to be taking multiple tests throughout the year. So we're on our second round of progress monitoring tests, the PM2, which my school, we just completed the math and the ELA. And then the third round of it is going to be in May. How you doing, April?
What you said is just, it is what it is. I don't think that we paid close enough we did, because we're in the education field. I don't think people that are not in education, teachers, the ones that are a little bit more privy to the information about what that testing was going to look like. They thought it was going to reduce the amount of testing. No, it definitely increased the amount of testing, and the kids are feeling it. They are really feeling it. And what bothers me the most is that when tests are being put in front of children, and if they don't feel like it, we cannot do too much encouragement to make them do the test with effort. So once we give them, or the test window is open, we have to just give them all autonomy to say, yes, I feel like doing it today with some effort. I'm going to try to apply what I've learned. Or no, I'm not, and I'm gonna finish the test in 3 damn minutes because I've seen it happen.
Exactly.
Yes. I want to say that again. They finish many in 3 to 10 minutes.
Yes. Right.
How?
Impossible.
I want to know, how did they do it?
Right. Because I was
that's just how I was sitting there going.
Right. I was reading instructions. And one child, I hadn't even completed the instruction because it takes a couple of minutes because now everything is online. So you have to make sure all the kids are logged in to the correct test site. You have to make sure that they're up and running. You make sure everybody put the code in. You have to make sure all that's in, right? Then I'm reading the instructions before I release the test, before I'm able to open up the test, right? Once I hit open on the test and I have completed my instructions, guess what? One child told me they were done. I said, this is 48 questions. Ain't no way you done. 48 questions?
Right.
It's only been 10 minutes, son. And you got to read the passages. You have to read. There's no way. They give you 120 minutes. So that means you have the freedom to use every single one of those 120 minutes. My boy is done in the first 10.
And even to go along with that, they have beyond the 120 minutes, because any child that demonstrated that they needed additional time, they were given the additional time. Mm-hmm. They were given it. As long as you finish that test by 5:30. So I don't know what to say beyond that, because I can't do anything with that. But remember, that's attached to my VAM score.
Right. So whether or not you have you can teach as strong as you want to teach all the months of school. If that child come in there with a bad attitude towards testing, it make it look as if you did absolutely nothing at all.
I just have to sit there in the corner and just rock and pray and be like, the ones that is taking it serious, Lord, give them extra grace.
Yes.
Give them extra knowledge. Give them extra, because the ones that they click and raise their hand and put their head down, right, in the first 15 minutes, all I can do is just cringe.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do.
Nothing at all. And yet, so it's like to say you going to work and the boss is blaming you. If you work at McDonald's, right? McDonald's has provided the uniform, they've provided the grill, they provided the meat, they provided every single thing, right? And you put the burger out there, and guess what? They're blaming you because the burger wasn't assembled correctly, or you just hold on one second. You gave me everything I needed to do what I have to do, and then the customer complained. But wait a minute, how the customer? Everything you've given me to, and then I'm working with the tools I'm given, which is the students. And you're gonna blame me because of this human being decided they're gonna sleep through this test, and I can't touch him. I can't, shake him to death. I can't do it. I can't force feed him no coffee. I can't. There's nothing I can do. But yet you're saying it's my fault that child's test score come out the way it is.
So we're just gonna pin this here. We're gonna say it again and encourage parents. Remember, you want the end goal is for your child to graduate. In order for that to happen, they have to demonstrate progress in learning. That's what progress monitor means. There is a progression in your child's learning. If they do not demonstrate a progression in their learning, there's no high school diploma. So the red bead in the face today, I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to let the blood pressure, increase at not even a minutia of a point. I'm not going to do it. So with that being said, parents, it's up to you. It's up to you. Once the content, and I had to run up in there after being out for a few weeks and, drill down. And I drilled. For those that listen, we've done our part. You got to do yours. And that goes back today in church. Pastor Hawkins was saying that there are so many individuals, people just in the world in general get so caught up in worrying about everybody else's business. We worry about this. We worry about social media. We worry about that, all this other stuff we worry about. But we're not even worrying about the key things that's important to us, especially if you have children. Especially if you have children. There's nothing else you can be concerned about, worried about, need to know outside of where your children at and how they doing as it relates to becoming an adult. Self-sufficient adult. That's it. So, yeah, the tests are there, and we told you what purpose they serve,
and yeah. So
I'm waiting to you to talk about how they lowered the standard or the expectation for reading. Now I want y'all to take a good listen at this, because when she sent it to me, I was like, what I said, wait, you got to be mistaken. It has to be an error. There has to be a mistake. There has to be a typo. And she was like, no, it's not. It's on all the documents that we have been presented up to date, current. So
correct.
Yeah, turn the volumes up on your ears.
Let me just share this with y'all. Let me share. Y'all ready for this? Let me share this film. So up until last year, which was the 2022 and 23 school year, and I'm going to only look at 8th grade because this is the majority of the group that I have, right? So I'm looking at the 8th grade levels. And remember, again, we said level 3 is what you need, your child needs to be considered proficient so that they can then move on. They can graduate. They got to be proficient in reading. They're proficient in math, right? Okay. A level 3 last year, and I make sure I mentioned it earlier on Friday as well. The level 3 last year was from a 337 to a 351. The lowest, the median, what is it? The lowest possible score to get to a level 3 was a 337. Okay, that's for 8th grade reading. Okay, now hold that number in your mind. Okay, hold that number in your mind. Now let's go right here. This year, the 2023 and 24 school year, a level 3 in reading for 8th grade, same grade level, is a 238. Now, my mathematician friend on this side knows that's about 95 points lower. Take flight. Creep on across there. 95 points lower. And my question is, when we don't drop it even lower, because this they're admitting right now, they're admitting that they know your children can't make these gains, right? So they're gonna give you a 95-point head start. All right. And why if we still got kids all at level 1? So you imagine how low you got to be if we've dropped your 95 points and you still can't get out of the level 1 bucket.
And that goes back to the question becoming, if technology is supposed to be doing so much to help us move forward or become more innovative in the teaching and learning, should be a equal trade-off, then how have we arrived here? How have we arrived here? Because it's a nationwide issue that the reading has just become non-existent, meaning that it doesn't seem as though reading is important. But what we fail to realize is that everything requires reading. Everything requires for you to be able to read, and not only read, but comprehend as well. So if those two things are not happening, that means nothing else really is happening. That means you're just, I don't even know what we're doing, just going along with it. Because if you can't read, it's difficult to do, it's almost impossible to do the math, the science, the history, the art, the so on and so forth. It is, because at some point it's going to require some reading, unless something is being read to you. So I'm still baffled by that. I still believe it's a typo. It has to be.
And that's the thing. We sitting there just struggling with our heads, shaking our heads. Tomorrow at our school and our PLC, we're supposed to be going over the data as well. And these are serious questions I'm posing to people. I said, so I need you to understand something. You have an entire school, and a super small percentage of the ones who are actually proficient, even with us dropping these scores down, dropping the levels down. I said, this cannot be solely the responsibility of the teacher. So something is happening in the household. If I could walk into your house and you don't have one single book, but every child got an Xbox or whatever gaming system, and there's no books at all, there's nothing around it to encourage them to read, and no one is also encouraging them to read. Everybody on a device and nobody's paying attention. You have to understand something. That's an issue. That's a major issue. I told the kids one time, I even challenged them. I said, if I were to take you to the airport and just drop you off and told you have to figure out how to fly from here to Philadelphia, okay? Just do it with no help. How many of you think you would be able to do it? I said, and just look at all the stuff that's in the airport. How many things you need to read on your own? What if you miss your flight? What if they change your gate? You have to know how to read all that stuff and follow along. I said, many of y'all can't even wouldn't even do to travel by yourself because there's so much information hitting you at the same time that you'll be in panic mode. And then to read quickly, because you know how things scroll across the screen. You know how you can test to see if your children can read well? Turn the volume off on your TV and put up the closed captions. I do that in my classroom all the time. They are so mad. They're like, but why you just can't cut on the No, Because I want to know if you understand how these words going across the bottom of the screen. And if your children can't follow along with what's on the screen, and you just all you have is a closed caption, have that TV on mute. You need to go ahead and turn every TV on mute in your house until they're able to figure out how to read with speed and efficiency. That's how you know you're gonna be frustrated.
And that skill definitely works, because at some point in our my career, when I was moved from career tech into the academics, that was a part of our drop everything and read, where the TVs would be turned, the volume would be turned off, but the caption would be there. And we would have the book to go along with whatever it was that was reading. Or if we was doing a movie, that was part of the thing, that the caption had to be on and the volume off. And I don't think we do that anymore. Y'all do that anymore? Please.
I do it in my class because I know I teach reading, and that's what I'm forcing them to do that. So
it used to be a district-wide thing, but I don't think it's district-wide anymore.
I'm forcing them to do that, and they get mad. But I say, we're going to watch it with no sound and read it through, and then I'm going to ask a series of questions, and the second time I'm going to watch it with the audio. And then it's what I'm talking about is the quickest assessment. You're able to figure out immediately who's able to read on a reading level, who's able to pick up their speed. And I'm just like, man, it's sad to tell some of y'all, the one of y'all that talk the most, can't even follow along on the screen of what's going on. You're clueless. You're just looking at the pictures. All right. Especially when you talk to kids, and some kids immediately say, well, where are the pictures in the book? Dude, you're in 8th grade, going to 9th.
And that's so interesting that you say that, because even with my grandson being, in just 1st grade, I take away the picture books, because I noticed that that's what he tries to do, is read the pictures, and it don't even match the words. It's like that meme that says, spell this word, D-O-G, and they say pig. I'm like, oh yeah, you see a pig on this page, but it's really talking about the dog. So now we remove all the books with the pictures, and we like at home we don't do the picture books. We use just books that have words. And
yes,
look, you might need help with some of the words, but the rest of these words, slight words, sir, you should know. Mm-hmm. So you're absolutely right with that. So we're gonna, again, let's pin this. Parents, recommendation: turn the TV volume down, turn the caption on, so that we can make or force our children to read. Because one thing about it, they're not just going to sit there and look at the people moving around on the screen or even the cartoon. They want to know what's happening. So that helps the brain cells, get the, thinking about, let me put these vowels and consonants together and blends and put some words together, and so I can see what's going on this good TV. Mm-hmm. And another recommendation, and Denise has been saying it for, and we've been doing this for over 20 years. Yes. So I think we've been saying this for about 10. Give the reading recommendations. How much the child, based on the age range, they should be reading.
Listen, we're gonna throw the age range out the window and just say your child should be reading 60 minutes a day. Let's be real. I said they originally used to say 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes every day, 365 days. And this year is a leap year, so that's 366 days. Okay, well, exposes to over 1 million words a year. Okay, that'll expose you. But because we so far behind, we have so much great deficits and so many gaps we have to make up. They need to read for an hour a day, And then you know what? Make it fun. Combine the 30 minutes of TV with the closed captions up. That's your 30 minutes first. And then you go ahead and go on something like the public library has stuff. You have Myon. That's all. Every student has Myon. Every student has access to the books online. Let them do it that way. And that also has audio that you can turn off and close caption. Okay. But they got to do it. You know, just like when to play a particular sport, you're playing a sport, you want practice, you get better with practice. The same thing with reading. And going back to what April was saying in the beginning, if they don't think, I need you to really make this connection. If they do not get it in reading, how are they going to figure out science? How are they going to figure out social stuff? This is why these kids are in 2024 still don't understand that Egypt is in Africa. Because you mean to tell me you wouldn't read this on your own? You didn't figure this out? Can't understand. Ooh, I'm gonna get mad now. Can't understand why you want to blame everything on a president, but you don't even understand the 3 branches of government. Don't understand that part. And then don't understand also how important it is to vote locally, because that has more power than the presidential election. Okay, so you got your just a quick. I'm gonna do. Can I do a 2-minute mini lesson? Okay, 3 branches of government. You got your legislative, you got your executive, and you got your judicial. Right. So that's your one that make the laws, one that carry out the laws, and one that evaluate the laws. But guess what's most important is your local laws. So you got your, what is it? The executive is what, your mayor, right? I think I wrote it down. The city council, the county commissioner, and school board, and your district attorney. Okay, those are the ones that matter. And
they matter the most because what you're saying, the most power. But what Denise is meaning by that, for even more layman terms, they impact you first, right now. Yeah. They have the most, not meaning the level of power. We're not talking about that. We're referring to what impacts you right now. Mm-hmm. Whatever laws and the people that you put in office right now, it's going to affect you right now. All right, I'm done yelling.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just want people to understand. It's like, that's why I say, see, if these are things that the kids need to be aware of, and when they talk to me about this president, we will play about my mama said this president. Okay, but the president ain't got nothing to do with you. I just want to let you know that, because the person, look, you know why you mad about this testing? Because your mama didn't go out there and vote for the school board members. They didn't go vote for the county commissioner. They didn't go vote for the sheriff. They didn't go vote for. So all the things happening to you right now because they made a choice not to vote locally. And so the reason why you got 15,000 tests right now is because nobody got up off their butt and went to vote for the people and talk to their constituents and say, hey, listen, I don't know if this is going to work. What can we do? And by the way, this is election year, people. This is an election year. Vote for your life. That's what I call it. Vote for your life. Okay. Oh, you see your boy done dropped up the race.
I'm upset about that because he coming back to torture us.
Well, I know he's gonna torture us, but still he come out the race. At least he ain't gonna try to spread all that evil across the country. He's still gonna spread across Florida.
He figured it out that the rest of the world went with his mess.
Right, with his mess. So he turned around
his mess, shenanigans.
I said to all y'all Floridians and kids, those of you who were watching the Bucks game and didn't pick up the news, your boy DeSantis has decided to come out of the race and back old was it 45? Old homeboy. So and all the old men about to die soon. I don't know. We can't get nobody young running out. I don't know what's going on with all that. But anyway, like I said, I think what the problem is that people they vote, but they don't understand how to vote or what they voted for. Like we had that conversation in my book club yesterday. It's like you go to the polls, but you're not understanding your reason for going to the poll. You don't understand the value or the weight of your particular vote, how strong your vote is, because you're not looking at what's really important. Okay. Now, speaking of important, the most important thing that we think is about the youth, the children, the kids, the babies. So, April, tell us about the I Am Valued event that is coming up on February 16th at the Yet Center.
Okay, the I Am Valued event is our second annual Safe Day of Learning and Play event, where we host a collective, April's Beauty Blueprint Foundation, iSupplies, Carved Out Divas, and Parks and Rec with Coach. We host an event where there's a safe day of learning and play for youth that live in the inner city. All youth are welcome, but the hyper focus is for youth that lives in the inner city to give them a safe day of just that, learning and play. Mm-hmm. We have a very full event for this particular year. We're going to take we're going to allow our youth to do the majority of the actual work at this particular event. We have a panel with our teens where we're going to allow them to have a conversation around the gun violence here in the Tampa Bay area. And we're going to allow Safe and Sound Freddie Barton to not premiere the movie, but show the movie. I can't even remember the name of it, guys. Is it Blink?
No, I believe it's Blank, but it's the focus is all about youth and just worrying about gun violence, things like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And during that time, we're going to allow the youth to put pencil to paper and come up with their own lyrics and a playlist to be able to address how they're feeling about everything that's going on as it relates to gun violence. So there's going to be some action items that come out of this. We also have reached out to our partner from the summer, Milagro Wellness, for sound bowl therapy to teach our children how to channel those emotions that they're feeling as it relates to, number one, just being kids, and number two, understanding the impact of, how it's making them feel emotionally and how to release those emotions. So we definitely were very intentional about, how we structured the Safe Day of Learning and Play event this year, because we want the youth to be at the focus, to be the focus of all of it. Because a lot of times we were, I wouldn't say talking at them, but they just didn't want to hear too much more talking.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to be application the whole time. Hear what they got to say, and then applying it. Learn a skill set as it relates to sound bowl therapy, and then applying it. So we look forward to it. And yeah, we need sponsors too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested, it's February the 16th, and we have the flyer out there. The address is there, everything that's there. It's at the NFL Yet Center. And we are excited to host this event for our youth. There's no fee. All we need them to do is we must have registration in order to get their correct shirt sizes, because we ended up with so many shirts that were not the right size. And one thing about it, kids want a shirt that fit them. They don't want a shirt that's so big and they don't want to wear it. So again, we need the children to register, or parents to register their children, so that we get the correct shirt sizes, and we're capable of accounting for food, because our food and snack situation, the kids always want more. So in order for us to plan for the ones that are there and get a little extra, we need the proper numbers. So again, registration is required. So it's not only for inner city East Tampa kids, but that's our focus. But any child is welcome to come. It's during fair day. And remember, children can't go to the fair without an adult. So therefore, why not invite them to be in a safe day of learning? All it requires you is to register them, drop them off, and have proper pickup at the end of the event. So again, register.
Exactly. They're right.
And our other event, Denise, you could talk about.
Okay. Our other event that hold on, because I had our big flyer up for our I Am Loved, second annual I Am Loved. Hold on, I'm gonna move on over to the other side, because I'm trying to be like you, have everything.
Hey Gretchen, I see your message now. Hey, how are you? It's been a while. We've been popping on these every 3 weeks.
Yes, trying to stay faithful to it. All right, so here's our other event. Okay, we are talking about the 28 days of empowered youth. Okay, and of course, please go visit us on our website, which is www.sunshineeducationcoalition.org, and check us out also on Facebook. But the 28 days of empowered youth, we always do it during Black History Month. This will be our what year? April 3rd, 4th?
Yes, wait.
Is it our 3rd or 4th? I can't remember.
This will be our 4th, right?
Our 4th. Exactly. Yes, we started 2020. We started 2020. That's right. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so this is our 4th year, right? So we talk about 28 days of empowered youth, and every Monday we are going to have a panel discussion, and that panel discussion is going to focus on a specific topic. We're going to add that flyer in, and you also can visit our pages and you can see the poster on there, the link on there. Okay, so it's 28 days of empowered youth, and week 1, which is February 5th, the topic is why can't the kids read? Isn't that what we just were talking about just now? Why can't kids read? Like we delve into that topic, and we want to hear from you as well. Get into the chat, or else you can come online and join us live. Right? Week 2 on February 12th. Why don't I see myself? Which is really focusing on what is happening to our children right now in terms of the laws that are passing, in terms of all this book banning and just basically cleaning. What is say? Using where there's some people. There was a great California senator that said you're using education as a sword to destroy diversity. Okay, so that's what it's all about. Why are kids not able to see themselves? Why aren't even the educators allowed to see themselves in the current curriculum? Week 3 on February 19th, we're going to be talking about where can we go? Okay, we are being currently priced out of our neighborhoods, priced out of our communities. Where are we going to actually go? If you think about it, just start to look at the demographics of the community and start to say to yourself, this is changing. When you see, we'll get into that conversation, but I'll tell you April later when I saw in the neighborhood, I'm like, you know what we are? But anyway, week 4, February 26th, what happened to the village? I really am excited about this particular week, because everyone is always, especially during election season, we're always looking at talking about the youth, saying how impactful, what we are bringing to the youth, how we're going to help the youth, everything like that.
And they
But
use the
then,
language all youth until they get the seat, and then they say, "I don't want to step on somebody's toes." Not
right,
only step on them, crush them,
yeah,
break them into little small pieces if need be,
hmm
if it's going
hmm
to benefit the quality of life of a child. I don't understand that
right,
language. I don't understand it at all.
right. So how are we claiming that we care about the kids, but the things that we are doing, the laws we pass, the way we downsize certain things. I mean, well, how are we helping our children? So that's what it is. And then of course all these large organizations who truly say, yes, we're here for the kids, but you only see them during a certain time during the year. These children need support all year long, not just because it's convenient, because it is beneficial, because there's something they can post on there and say, okay, I help the kids. It is not about that. It is about what can we do for our kids all year long. So that is what what our month is comprised of. Also included in that was what we just talked about earlier with the I Am Valued event that day, and just of a variety of things. Please pay attention to things like, for example, school board meetings during that month. We're just looking at all kind of things during the month that where we can what's the word, um, bring to light and enlighten people
Illuminate,
about. Say again.
illuminate.
Illuminate, exactly. Illuminate the one number one, the discrepancies and disparities
Right.
between other people, and other races, and what we're lacking in our for our black kids and our black and brown kids, and how can we help them? How can you become more involved? That's a big thing. Parent advocacy, or being an advocate not only for yourself but an advocate for your child. And we want you to be better, to be stronger in that, and to grow. That's our big thing, right? Yes, ma'am.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's exactly that's really what that is. Okay, so now let's also go back into this. Listen, parents, I'm gonna echo a sentiment that April has said. And April, one thing, April always have them jewels, drop them gems on you. We're gonna talk about just briefly the difference between disability and disrespect. Let's talk about that just for a second. Your child may have something called an IEP, a 504 plan. They may qualify as ESC or whatever like that. Okay, and that's fine. We're gonna, as educators, we follow the plan. We will do everything that needs to be done to adhere to whatever the plan is for your child. But that does not give your child a right to completely destroy the classroom, disrupt the learning environment, curse out people however they feel like it, threaten adults. None of that is a part of the IEP. None of that is part of the 504 plan. None of that is listed under the ESC accommodations. So understand, when people, and I mean adults, the teachers, admin, education, everybody, come back at your child with, okay, I'm not going to tolerate that. All right. Don't use, oh, my child got an IEP. My child have a 504. That's not a weapon to use to excuse their disrespectful behavior. That's not that. Because those two things don't go together. I have some kids in my class who are highly autistic. That requires an IEP. It requires a 504. Right? But the child ain't disrespectful. The child just happened to be one of those kids. I really can't be around a lot of other kids. Don't touch me, just let me do my work. I don't like loud sounds. It's okay. I'm gonna follow that. But that child ain't gonna be calling you out your name and cussing you out. That one don't have nothing to do with the other. So we need to stop with all that nonsense about, oh, the first thing out your mouth. Not that you gonna understand where the teacher's coming from, but the first thing out your mouth is, I got to defend my child because my child got a 504, because my child got an IEP. You ain't following his stuff. Well, you're not following the fact that he shouldn't be disrespectful. Those are things you learn at home. Those are soft skills that they learn at home. Come to school and be respectful. That's it. We're not asking for much. And once you come to school and be respectful, I have no problem working with your disability or whatever it is that you have, because I know I have to follow that. But if you come to class and stand in front of the door and block the door up, all the other kids that can't get in the classroom, and then you cussing everybody saying, I don't know what the problem is, but you blocking the door. And now me, I'm gonna stand over here because I ain't trying to touch you, because everything out your mouth is a lie. So the first thing you gonna say, the teacher touch me, teacher push me, teacher, but you blocking the door. Everybody can't get in the classroom because you chose to block the door. Hold up, dude. And then mama go first and say, well, he got an IP. Sis, an IP ain't got nothing to do. That 504 play got nothing to do with him blocking the door. That's common sense. If you look up to the left and the right in the hallway, no one else is blocking the door so the kids can get in. Now, when the kids start cussing you out, now you want to be mad. I don't understand. I don't understand.
We know other children will snatch them up.
Snatch them quick. Snatch them quick. First of all, let me tell you.
And then that becomes, you let that happen to my child. Wait, what?
Yeah. Right. And now it's your fault. Now it's your fault because you let that happen. Okay. But wait a minute. Let me tell you. I'm gonna sidebar this for a second. Did you hear about the lunch lady who took the little hit on the little third grade kid?
No.
Wait a minute. The lunch lady would have paid a fourth grader to go beat up a third grader because he came out his mouth at her. So she said
she needs therapy.
She spent a week in jail, right? But wait a minute, if you saw her mugshot, right? She had a mugshot like, and I'll do it again. That's her mugshot.
It's just so sad that it has come to that, though. It
ain't funny, but
it's so sad that it has come to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Y'all look it up. Look it up. It's in the news. Okay, just look it up. Oh God. If I find it up, I gotta post that. Let me tell you.
It has come to that.
Because these kids are sometimes so disrespectful, so rude. And remember, parents, it's not cute. Okay. You know, something that you think is very cute when they're small. You have to understand, if you don't correct that behavior now, it is going to manifest into something that's pure disrespectful. And every adult ain't gonna treat your child how you treat your child. You have to understand, you gotta start teaching your children that every adult is not you. My mama this, my mama that. That's wonderful for you and your mama. But you, especially when you get to middle school, you're dealing with 7 different adults. You're going from class to class. And what is acceptable in this person's class, another teacher ain't gonna put up with it. So you're making a situation work. And this also is applicable to new teachers, young teachers that, okay, I'm going to let him do this in this class. By the time he gets over here to this teacher's class, to this 20 year plus veteran, or we're not doing that over here. You let him have a whole AirPod in his ear, hoodie on his head, blocking up, whatever, playing music, singing in your class. When he gets to my class, he ain't doing that. Now you want to cuss me? Hold up, sis. That's called, no, you creating the problem. You are creating the problem. So we need to all learn to get on the same page, all of us, the same page. And the same thing applies to with parents. When parents let them do whatever they want, they come to school, they think they can do whatever they want.
No lies detected. That's not a one.
That's all.
Again, we have to collectively be on the same page. Say, hi, ladies. My granddaughter, Tiana Anderson, was a Miss Force class A young.
Yeah.
Myra Jackson.
Hey, Jackson.
Hi, Miss Jackson.
Hey.
So, again, let's pin up a thing here. Parents, remember, we just met your children. We September, October, November, December. 4 months ago. 4 months ago. So everything that they came with at the current age that we're in, because unless they're kindergarten or first grader, you know, everything they came with, they knew when they walked in the room. Mm-hmm. So it's our unfortunate responsibility, often than it should be, is to deprogram some of the behaviors that they've learned at home and feel as though it's okay, to where we have to teach them how to code switch that in this environment. This is what the expectation is. And on the bus environment, whatever that bus driver decide what the expectation is. And in the home environment, whatever you have decided what the expectation is, it is what it is. But they definitely have to learn the difference to be able to differentiate between the three. So, and again, and also even more so if they're in middle and high school, because the new teacher that want to be cool, us vets, we ain't with it. We want you to come in and do the work. Because we're about business. We teach classes that are high school requirements. We don't have time for games. I'm bell to bell. If I'm in the building, I'm bell to bell. We're not talking about nothing else. We're not doing nothing else. So again, if you're angry with me for that, hey, there are choices for you to move your child out of my classroom. And there's so many other schools, and you do have a school of your own choice, the one called homeschool. So yeah.
Right. And then just remember, like, okay, think about it this way. If you as a parent, you know how to switch, you know how to act right, because you could go hang out and do whatever on the weekend. But if you got to be required to be at your job at 8 a.m., I bet you'd be at your job at 8 a.m. If the boss tells you got to wear a particular uniform, I bet you wear that uniform.
That's it.
All right. You're going to conform. No matter what, you're going to conform. If you know you got to meet a certain requirements in order to be eligible for something, you're going to conform. So if you can do that, you should be teaching your children the same thing. If you know you got to have I don't know, there's some things like say you need to have certain qualifications to have an apartment. You're going to conform to make sure you get that. So the same way you're able to conform is the same way you should tell your children, listen, you have to act this way in this person class. These are their expectations. These are their expectations. They're that. Look, I got to go to work a certain time. I got to be at that job a certain time. Well, listen, same thing you tell your kids. Because all school is preparation for life. That's all it is. When I say I got a due date and you missed the due date, sorry. That's all it is, training you to make sure you pay your TICO bill on time. You pay your water bill on time. You make sure your little Spectrum bill paid on time. It's just training for life. That's all it is. So it's impossible when you're telling me I don't know what to do. I can't do nothing. I don't know. I can't. Sick of it. I don't know what to do. I was going to say something, but the Holy Spirit prompted me to not say it. So I'm just going to be quiet. I'm learning. You know what I've learned about my life? You know what I have learned, especially at this age, right? I have learned sometimes you just got to suck it in. Do you know what I have in my class? I actually have a few like silhouette pictures of just little audiences. So when something crazy happened, I just turn around and look at the audience members like that. I'm like, y'all see this? Don't say nothing else. Just look at the audience members like, y'all heard what I heard, right? Just you did, right? You did. You remember that?
And you're doing really well with that because I have not developed that new level of it ain't even a maturity thing. Maybe it's professionalism. Maybe I don't know, but I don't have it. I don't have it.
You know what I
don't have it. Let me say it again. I don't have that skill set.
Yeah.
Consider me that's something missing for me. You have that. I don't have.
No, but wait. Let me help you understand something. It took a long time to get there. Don't
have it.
Oh, I'm just so patient and calm, and the kids just like, oh, you so calm. Because they all say you're the calmest person I ever met. No, it ain't. I'm literally pushing down everything that is in my inner G. That's what I'm pushing down. That inner gangster. I'm pushing it all the way back down to 1992. That's what I'm pushing it back down to. Because if that gangster came out, okay, you've seen it. You've seen it before. You know what it looked like. It ain't pretty.
Yeah, I cannot with you, man.
When that gangster come all the way out, I keep telling these kids, I say, you're so blessed right now. I said, you don't know me. That's the thing. The real me, you haven't even seen that person yet. What you've seen is a Holy Ghost sanctified, covered version of what I was in between 1989 to 1995. That's what you seen. You ain't seen the real you. And if I let that out, I think I will even go so far as to 2002. I think I'm going to go all because I was still gangster up to 2002. If I go and I let all that out, she know my purse. My purse said, "Go get the bail money. Just go get it, because just."
There has to come a change about and it's obvious that it's just becoming. And let me just say this, and we'll pin that. What's so sad about all of that is that the majority of the children that we see displayed so rapidly is Black children.
Yes.
They are at the forefront of this. And then if we took the time to read the comments that's coming from other races, it's so sad to say, but what's being demonstrated on the video, it then gives it power to hold truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's sad because we are looking at, like, for example, we're starting reading something which really talks about the Great Migration and Harlem Renaissance. And I explained to them, I mean, I really had to go to videos. I had to pull out because, you know, they have no background knowledge of anything. And I explained to them, I said, Reconstruction right after slavery. And look at how much art and stuff. Once you take a repressed people and allow them to be free, look at how much quality work we can produce. You all have gone from that point, County Cullen and all that's the Langston Hughes and, you know, everybody. We've gone from all of that to Sexy Red. Oh, Jesus, I can't even. That piece of trash. This where we got. And you don't seem to understand. This is what represents you. I said, what people say to me, all Black people can be, or they, no, what kids will tell them. Remember, we long past the days of the Different World, Cosby Show, all them things like that, where we used to have representations. And I posted it earlier in the week where you used to see the college shirts. It was subliminally put in there in living, not in living color.
Well, they immediately script that show, A Different World. They script that so fast.
They put, yeah, and they had all of the representation, so it was very subliminal. You'd see them every week wearing a Morehouse jersey.
It's a different world,
all of that, right? But you see all of that. That's gone. They stripped that from television, and they're gonna give you this right here. And this is what you're. And I showed them a video. I said they were asking about 5 women that you aspire to be, or 5 women that you like, and none of them was their mother. I said, well, if these are the women that you consider, you know, have value, but none of them is your mother, let's go through this. And one of them on the list was that little heifer, that little garden troll, Sexy Red. I mean, really? You admire that, but you cannot. There's not even a teacher on the list. There's not even the first Black vice president on the list. You don't have no astronaut. You don't have no scientist. You don't have no author. You don't have nothing on the list of women that you admire. But that's what you didn't even at least have the first Black woman to make the rock and roll history. The first Black rapper, Missy. Even Missy ain't even made the list. Really? This what you, and then you want to know why people of other races look at Black people and think that and
you can put an emphasis on Black women. That's
Black women, right? Because let me tell you, when they talk to us in a certain kind of way, when the little boy face, I got right in his face, and face, I'm not your mama. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but this ain't okay. Let me just back up a little bit, right? Because you must be accustomed to you know, them kind. I ain't them kind. I want you to look at me carefully. I ain't got no nails. I ain't got no eyelashes. I ain't got no weave that's laid on crooked. I ain't got none of that. This ain't that. Look at this authentic woman here. This ain't that. And I'm going to teach you. Not try to drag you, dog you out. You know how you say you don't see your daddy. I ain't that. I'm going to support you. I'm here to help you. Get in your mind that not everybody is that. Okay? So before I get on the high horse, I gotta go take these high blood pressure medication. Let me just slow down. Because I be mad. You know,
it's draining. It's definitely draining.
You're right when you come to that point about the Black kids. Do you know the kids that scored highest on my test? Hispanic.
It'd be like that too for math sometimes. I don't know.
One little white kid, Hispanic kid, and this kid, I think this kid is from, I don't know what country they're from, but they sure ain't U.S. or white. You know what I'm saying? Or Black. Okay. And I was just like, man, I said, people are running circles around you. Did you know that? I said, and many of y'all are content being in one area of your life, just content sitting there. Do not sit there and be content. The world gonna run circles around you. Did you see that movie with what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm scared. I'm scared of y'all. Y'all have to lose all your technology and all your stuff, and you have to go in straight up survival mode. I guarantee you, a lot of them ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it. Me, of course, I'm gonna jump on an alligator back and paddle my way out.
Right.
I can climb a tree. I can pick some fruit. Those are skills I've learned coming up. But the rest of us, ooh, okay, that they're gonna reach back to that nature's classroom when they went to into those classes and remember how to figure out how to learn read a compass was a cat yeah, read the compass thing so you can figure out if you're going north, south, east, or west. They better figure it out because it's gonna be rough. And then this, what's going to happen is they're going to have a lot of these are going to be skilled laborers, or these are going to be laborers. A lot of them not going to be able to be qualified enough to have a job to say you have it. But you notice how in a lot of businesses as well, they're saying how they're not even requiring a college degree anymore. They're not even going to want to because they said, you know what, we realize these kids can't read and write. They can't do it. Just give them a job because and hopefully it's just something they can do rote because they don't have the skill set to do it. They don't. So anyway, we tired of beating the dead horse. April, you got something else?
Oh no, we've said it all. We've done what we've been tasked at doing which is share some insight on what currently is happening in public education and gave recommendations on how to make it better. So that's it.
Correct. And congratulations, April. April is out there publicly as a education consultant. Okay, excellent job, April. Hey, go look at her logo; it's all smooth and everything. You know, so go ahead, go best friend, go best friend. All right, so you got to lift up your people. And let me tell you, if you don't have a circle that don't know how to do that, I feel sorry for you, boo. Go get
You're not in a circle. You just think you are.
Yeah, you a period. It ain't a circle.
Yeah, you just
that. It's just so small. It's a period. Okay, that's what it is. So, but that's what the big thing, you know, be education consultant, you know, being a voice for the people, being a voice for the children, a voice for the parents, a voice for everybody. That's what it's all about. How can we bring this information to you? How can get in touch with your girl, April Cobb? That's all I gotta say. All right. So that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else? We good?
That's it, and we will see you all. What's our next date? Because that's the only way we hold each other accountable by putting it out there.
In 3 weeks.
So our next one is February the 18th.
So that's 2 days after our event. So the event.
Yes. That'll be good to talk about that. Yes, that'll be good. So parents, again, we challenge you all to register your children in advance for the I Am Valued Safety of Learning and Play. And we also challenge you all to register to become a part of the conversations that we're going to be having for the 28 days of the Youth Empowered, the Empowered Voice, Youth Empowered Youth.
28 days of Empowered.
Yeah, we had we toyed with that for we knew the name, we just didn't know how many times we had used it. But that's all we got, people. This is April Cobb with April's Beauty Bar, and now April Cobb Consulting.
April Cobb Consulting, yay! This is D Carved Out Divas, and Miss D Reads, and I am just so happy to spend this quality time with you all. Have a great evening.